So hello guys, this is continuation video of web services automations using REST assured, right? So before to start, this is brief about me, and one special instruction is whenever you are watching web services video, watch video number 1 2 3 4 like that. Don't directly start with 3 and 4, you'll not understand. And this is brief introduction about me, okay? And this is my Facebook page. So like my Facebook page, so what will happen is if I'll do any update to my blog or to my YouTube, you will get a notifications, so that you'll be always up to date what is happening, what is not happening. This is my YouTube playlist, where you will get all my playlist. So whenever you are watching my YouTube video, browse this URL, okay, so that you'll get video in the sequence. So what I'll do is I'll just go to my channel. So if you look at my playlist URL, right, this is my playlist URL. Make this as a bookmark. So if you look at here, I have made video topic by topics. See, web services REST assured 3 videos, Selenium 8 videos, just ng concept for Selenium 5 videos, sibling concept 3 videos, core Java programming 5 videos, another 30 I have to make because total 35 programs you need to study for any company, any tier 1 company, okay? I'm not talking about some service based company, Wipro, Infosys, Accenture and all that. This is Selenium hybrid framework, right? And this is web services using REST assured. Actually I'll rename this is nothing but a framework itself actually. So I'll rename this, don't worry, I'll do that right away. So I can just rename this web services using REST assured framework, correct? Or I can do one thing, I can write like this: web services control X framework, right, underscore using REST assured. That is actually better, right? So web services framework using REST assured. So you always go to my playlist. That is it's good for you guys, because you'll get a playlist, because this is all core Java playlist and that is web services playlist. And this is my Facebook page, Learn My Bhanu Pratap, okay? So if you like my Facebook page, you'll get all the updates what I do. And guys, before starting this video number 4, I have very important message for you guys. See, when you are trying to get a job in good company, tier 1 company, you need to be very good into the Java, web services, data structure and Selenium, okay? So what I am seeing here, normal trend is people will start designing the framework, Selenium and all that, right? That is actually tertiary, it's not secondary also. Primary, you need to be very good in the Java, very good into the programming, very good into the web services, very good into a data structure, and then Selenium. Then only you will get a proper job, good job, right? So I have already given enough background about this web services in my previous 3 videos. Now I will start directly with the coding, right? And I have already given idea about what is how to make the pom.xml, what are the packages and what is the use of packages. So I have already explained, and even I already spoke about how to use the Postman and how web services method works, where we need to supply the request, where we don't have to supply the request. So that already I have given enough information regarding that. Now remember, I told you, when we talk about the post requires endpoint URL. Remember this Postman, I told you, right? When you do a post requires this endpoint URL. So endpoint URL is nothing but your fixed URL plus the URL which will change based on the API, plus the URL which will change based on the API. And post require a body. So again, click on body, select raw and select, this is called JSON type, application/JSON, because I want to supply JSON. Generally these days people, they will use JSON normally, right? Earlier they used to use XML for the SOAP UI. Now everybody is using JSON, right? And what is JSON and all that I have already explained in my video number 1. So again I will not repeat, you please watch my video number 1. So if you look at that post, it requires endpoint URL and it requires a body. So similarly, I have to design one method called post. Post requires URI, that is nothing but endpoint URL, and a string JSON is nothing but your body. So the body is nothing but your JSON. So JSON we need to supply in the terms of a string. Now now we need to understand how to design a method. So I have designed one method, public static, okay, and for timing I will keep this as a void. Okay, I'll just make normal Java method void. Okay, void, and method name is a post. What post requires? It requires endpoint URL and it requires a string body, because it requires the URL of the server and the body which we want to post. So I have made two arguments to this method. Then since I am using REST assured, so REST assured class has a REST assured basically is, if you look at, is basically it has one class called given, and it has one more one method called body. So given is a static method. Okay, given is a static method present given is a class, okay, and static is a method. To understand that, just press control, go to the given. If you go to the given, you will understand everything here. See, you can understand here. This is till here, right? com.javaway.rest assured is a package. Inside that rest assured is a class. This rest assured is a class, right? So this capital rest assured is a class. Now rest assured dot given, then what is given, right? So this given basically is a method, right? I think it will be here somewhere. No, this given is nothing but a method. So I think it's not here. Rest assured, you cannot see here. No, I'm not able to see here, right? Usually if you'll open the dot class file, you can see that everything's like what is class, what is method. Content type, rest assured HTTP content type is equal to content type, and you will have lang specification, rest content type, rest assured content type. Wait a minute, I'll just do a control F. Control F will not work here. No, it will not work here. It's okay, it's okay. I mean, just we need to understand. So if you'll understand in this code, that web services.java, so you'll have rest assured, right? Rest assured is a class dot given, right? Again, given basically is a method, right? Given is a method, and that method basically returns an object, returns as an object, and we are doing the dot body, right? Dot body. So since we need to supply the data to the server, so we need to supply the body. So again, body has one method, it takes an argument JSON, it takes an argument string JSON. So this rest assured, okay, and given is a basically a static class body, and this accept a string JSON, right? So I have given a name called request specifications. This will return a type of request specifications. This will return a type of request specifications, right? So we'll do one thing. We'll give you more, understanding about this. So rest I'll give you more understanding about this. Rest assured dot given dot body. Okay, just type in the Google. Java doc is a good. So here you can, this page is very good. This wiki page, you can understand lot more things here. But so get then body, yeah, this is one example here. So even this is good, but I want something else. Wait. Get is equal to rest assured. So see here, that's what I was trying to say, that so this is a package. Rest assured is a class. Okay, rest assured is a class, and these are the methods, parameters, expect dot body. So these are the methods, right? These are the methods, and these are the static methods basically. So these are the static methods. Okay, fine, you can Google it if you want. I'll explain this. So what I will do, I will show you how to make the object of request specifications, like how you have to proceed in your project. So you need to write rest control spacebar. Just write rest control spacebar. Select this one, rest assured com java and that rest assured. Select on that dot. It has lot of method. Okay, it has lot of method. So just write given. Just write a given. So this one, request specifications. Okay, select this one, given dot body, because for the post you need to post the body, right? For the post you need to post the body. So select this one which has a string argument, right? And select this. So this is selected. Now this basically we are creating the object of request specifications. We are creating the object of request specification. So this method basically, the rest assured dot given dot body will return you the request specifications. Will return you the request specifications. So I will make this as a variable. Normally what we do in the Java, we make a variable, because whenever we call some method, right, any method in the Java, it returns some data, right? So that data we can store in the variable. So whenever we call any method in the Java, it returns a data, the data which we can store into a variables. Now just place a mouse over it. Okay, click on create local variable. See, request specifications is getting created. So now I got my request specifications, right? So this basically, this method rest assured is a class, given is the method, body is the method. This body takes the JSON data which you want to post to the server. This will, if you make if you want to store the return type of this method, right, basically it will return you the request specifications. So if you look at here, so now you have request specifications. Now what type of data you want to post to the server, that you need to specify. So again, one liner here, you can select this variable. Okay, you can select this variable name. Just do control F dot, right, you just write content type, content. Just write content type and select this one. Okay, request. So wherever you have request specification, this content type, select this content type. Inside that, just write capital content, again content type, and select this one com.java rest assured .http dot which data you want to post, JSON. So just write J. So this is the data which you want to post, right? That's what I have written above. So you want to post content is equal to JSON. Just whatever reference you have made here, right, just write reference dot content CO. Just write CO control space bar. Okay, just write CO space control space bar. You will get a, just write CO and control space bar. So you will get this content type, right? This one content type argument. Just click on this. Inside that, just write capital CON and control spacebar. So you will have something called content type com genave rest assured.http. So click on this and dot, just write J. So you will have JSON, right? So you want to post the content type is equal to JSON. I'll just remove this, not required for me because I have already this is created. Just for your understanding, I am writing all this. Now my data is ready. Okay, this is my body. Okay, this is my body and this is my JSON type. Like I want to send a content is equal to JSON type. Now my body, this method will post a body to the server. This content type method will post content to the server, and then we'll have something called URL, because where we want to, which server we want to post the data, right? Where we want to post the data, we need to have the URI. We need to have the URL, right? URI, right? So uniform resource identifier, the form of URI is uniform resource identifier, right? Like how I want to uniquely identify the particular API, right? Because what happens generally, whenever you post any data to the server, that server, how server will identify like what you want to do? It will identify based on your URI, right? Uniform resource identifier based on your URI. So if you look at here again, this reference, this request specifications, this is nothing but this reference, whatever we have created here, right? Dot, it has lot of method actually. So since here my aim is to do the post, so just do control spacebar, click on PO. Okay, so you'll have post URI, post argument. So you select with post URI, and inside that what URI you want to send, what URI you want to post. So this URI you want to post. So what happens is, as I already explained you in my first video, before watching this video, please watch video number 1, 2, 3, then only watch this, otherwise you will not understand anything, right? And then you will say that web services is very tough. So when you post this request specifications dot post method, when you will call this post method, this method will post data to the server with this content type. Okay, with this content type. So when you will post something to the server, server will give you response back, right? Anything, anytime, whenever we do anything, right, you will have a response. Like when you do something called www.google.com, when you do a get, server will return you with some data, right? Similarly here, this method will return a response. It will just I made one variable response. I will delete this for you. Okay, I'll place mouse over here and I'll click on local variable. See, automatically it is creating response. So response is nothing but a class. Okay, response is nothing but a class. Actually it's not a class basically. So response basically for me, what I understand is the interface, right? So what I understand is it's the abstract class. It's not interface, it's a abstract class. It's a abstract class. Okay, that's fine. No, abstract interface. Yeah, I'm right. So basically an interface. So you will get a response, and then see, whenever we are posting some data, right, the method should return the response, right? Because we are posting the data to the server. What we are posting, we are posting a URL, we are posting the string, and what is the content type is equal to JSON. So we'll get a response. So now I will uncomment that. I want response. I just uncommented. When I have uncommented here, I am getting compile time error. So when I'll place mouse over here, right, it will ask me change method return type to the response. What I have void. So when you keep method return type as a void, it will not return anything, right? It will not return anything. So I'll just place mouse over here and just I'll click on this. So see, it will get changed to response. Now compile time error has gone. So I hope this is clear for you, like how to design a post method. Similarly, to design get method requires only endpoint URL, right? Get method requires only endpoint URL. So in get method you don't have to supply the body, because you are trying to get a data based on the URL, right? In URL itself you can supply parameter, you can supply the data. So here what you have to do, you have to just call method rest assured.given, right? This method basically returns a request specifications. This request specifications dot content type. What content type? So JSON content type, right? You want to send, or you want to get JSON, right? Now this request specifications has the method get also with this URI, uniform resource identifier. So when you will post this to the server will gives you back with the response, right? So again this method will return a response. So when this method is returning a response, even your method return type should be response, right? Your method return type should be response. Similarly for the put, right? So put requires body, right? Put requires body, and put requires endpoint URL. So put requires body and endpoint URL. So you'll have something called a string URI and the endpoint URL, and then the data which we want to put to the server. So here you have something called rest assured given that body, similar method. The body will take that JSON as an argument, right? And I am making the object of request specifications, and here my this method will return me the request specifications. Then I'm setting the content type, request specifications dot content type is equal to content type dot JSON. C here is a capital, here C is a small, right? Then request specifications dot get. Here get I cannot write because I am doing a put, so I have to write put with the URI, and this will again this method will return a response. So this return type and method return type should match. So now my 3 method is ready, right? Now my 3 method is ready. So similarly I can write for delete also. Similarly I can make one method for delete also. Delete usually does not require that, so I'll just want to delete based on that, right? Based on the URL which I want to delete. So control spacebar. So delete URI. I'll remove this, right? So this will work fine. So again this method will do a delete. So my 4 method is ready: post, get, put and delete. Now my web services.java class coding is ready, right? Now this class coding is ready. And guys, you see one more thing. See, I've done a lot of import. So what happens is assume that I will delete this. So one import I have deleted. See, everywhere you will get compile time error. So when you do first time coding, right, you will get this red mark. So just place mouse over here. Okay, place mouse over here, and you have something called import content type com java rest assured. So wherever you see this word rest assured, click on this, so it will get imported, right? So first you can see that rest assured class, then your content type, then your response, and then your request specifications. So for import you can see that this import is very important, right? So these imports are very important. So you don't have to type this. The moment you will start writing post, get, put and delete, right, first time you will get a lot of compile time error. So when you will place mouse over it and just try to import one by one, right? So this web services.java code is this particular class coding is done, right? I'm done with the coding, right? Now I'll close everything. Now my one piece is ready, right? One piece. So web services, my all methods are ready, right? Now my methods are ready. Now when my methods are ready, this method requires, see, this method requires 2 things, right? One, it requires URI and the data. So data, as we know, that we will supply through test script, right? The data which we will supply to test script, but this URI we can supply by writing one utility class, right? By writing one utility class. So this string.json we can supply through the test script. This URI we can supply by writing a utility class. So you can see that in this package com.bhanu.utils, so instead of Bhanu you can write your project name, right? So I have 2 class, endpoint URL and the URL. What does mean? Why 2 class? Why endpoint URL and URL? So URL, which means the fixed part, right? The URL, which means the fixed part. So guys, whatever I'm trying to say, that please watch my video number first, second, third, and then watch this fourth, otherwise you will not understand the points what I'm trying to say that. Okay, yeah. So you will have two classes here, endpoint URL and URL. The URL is nothing but your fixed URL that will be fixed for all the API. The URL is nothing but your fixed URL that will be fixed for all your API, and the endpoint URL is after that fixed part. After the fixed part, for every API there is a unique URL, right? After the fixed part, for every API there is a unique URL. So if you look at this, my project URL is, this is fixed. So this is fixed till this is fixed, HTTP localhost 8020 Spring RESTful web services code example. This is fixed. So I just made one class, and this is my final variable, public static final. Okay, this is just a final. I made a static so I don't have to create the object while accessing this URL. So I just made as a static. Now this is my URL. So just a class which has one URL. So you can write based on your project, right? So similarly, if I have to write for the Google, right, or Facebook, so even Facebook has fixed URL. So let's say fixed URL 1, and if I'll take a Facebook example, see again Facebook also, this URL is fixed URL for all the API. After that the URL will change. After that the URL will change. So I can write here like this. So this is my fixed URL, right? So this is my URL, and then I have something called endpoint URL. This is very important, guys. This endpoint URL is very important. What I did here, I made a class called endpoint URL, and instead of writing here class, here instead of writing class I have written enum. Okay, instead of writing class I have written enum, right? Why I have written enum? I'll explain you. See, as I already told you, every API has some endpoint URL, right? Every API has endpoint URL, and before endpoint URL the part of URL is fixed. So I made a enum. You know that like enum has a constants, and that constants can be sliced through the constructor, right? So what I'm doing that here is I just made one enum class, and I'm just writing that add country bracket, it takes an string. Okay, I'm just supplying for add country. Add country has some endpoint URL. So this URL add country will have this full URL plus this URL. This is your endpoint URL, right? So this is fixed URL. This is fixed for all the API. After that, for the add country, you will have this extra part in the URL, right? So like you will get a requirement. You will get a requirement from development saying that add country has this URL, update country has this URL, get country by ID has this URL, delete country has this URL, and get countries has this URL, right? So I made a enum. Just try to understand why I made a enum. I will explain you why this is beneficial and what is the role of this enum, right? So I'm just making enum constants. Add country has this URL, comma, you have to write comma, update country has this URL, comma, get country has this. So even for you based on your project, you can write all your endpoint URL, right? Based on your API, whatever developer gives, the change part, not the fixed part, the change part. And then you can make one variable called string resource path. Okay, you can make one variable called string resource path. Now this enum constants can be sliced only through constructor. This enum constants can be sliced only through constructor. So I just made one constructor here, right? You can see that here I'm making one constructor, endpoint URL string resource path, and this takes an argument resource path. This endpoint URL will take an argument resource path, and this dot resource path, which is nothing but a global variable, is equal to this resource path is a local variable. So I am making one constructor, so this will get initialized through a constructor. Now I have made one method called get resource path. So this get resource path will return me the resource of that particular URL. This resource path will give me the resource of that particular URL, and that get resource path, I have one more method. These two methods are overloaded. Okay, these two methods are overloaded. That is the reason I am keep on asking you, please go through Java. be good in Java, otherwise there is lot more concepts which you will not understand without Java. So I have made two methods here. Both methods are overloaded. One has argument, one has without argument. Now why this? Why this I will explain you in my future tutorial. Just try to understand. You need to make two methods. One is default method, one is argumented method. Now how this enum works? Okay, I'll just make one main method here to test that. SYSO, I will just write endpoint dot I want to get that country, so add country dot get resource path. So what I'm doing, that I'm writing this class name dot enum constants add country and that get resource path. So here what will happen, the moment I will write class name dot add country enum constant, my constructor will get executed. My constructor will get executed with the data. I will put a breakpoint here, toggle breakpoint, and that get resource path. So basically this get resource path is a method. This is method. This method will return me the path of the resource. This method will give me the path of the resource. So if I'll do debug as, and if I'll do by Java applications, so see here. So what is happening is, the moment I'm doing that endpoint dot add country, so this basically this enum constants will get called. So it will come to the constructor. So basically this constructor will get called, and this resource path. So I'm not able to see the data. I'll just do F6. F6. So I think I can see here data now. No. Yeah. See here. Country / details. Right, is getting sliced. So basically, if you will place mouse over here, you can see that / country details. What is that? This data / country details. This data is getting sliced. So your resource path becomes / details, and on the top of this enum constants, I'm calling that method get resource path. So basically this method will get called, and this method will give me, this method is returning me the resource paths. So finally I will get this / country / details, right? So I'll run one more time. See, / country / details. So this works. So this is giving me the endpoint URL, right? So hope this is clear for you guys, and hope you understood the URL and endpoint URL. Now if I have to construct my main URL, for testing purpose, I can show to you, I can make one full URL, making full URL for add country. So what I can do is, so here I have fixed URL, so I have to write URL dot fixed URL plus I have to write endpoint URL dot add country dot get resource path. Okay, and if I'll run this, see, I'll expand this. See, I'm getting the few URL. So this was endpoint URL, making full URL for the add country, and this is my full URL. You can see that here, right? So this path was constant. And only this path is changing, right? So I think you guys understood like what is the rule of enum. So what I'm doing, that I'm just adding everything. I'm writing that. So in fact what I can do here is, instead of writing this, I can make one variable URL is equal to this, and I can print this URL here. So basically I'm able to make my full URL for any API, right? I'm able to make my full URL through my API. See, so see, full URL is getting created for add country, sorry, for get country, right? How full URL is getting created. So hope you guys understood till here, like how to create a enum. Okay, and these are the enum constants. And one more thing, for the last constants you have to put the semicolon. For the last constants here you need to put the semicolons. Before that you have to put only colon, sorry, comma, right? Only comma, only last one you have to put as a semicolon, right? You need to make one constructor. You know that constructor class name and constructor name should be same. This text and argument resource path. I have created one variable resource path, and I want to initialize the resource path. So this dot resource path, which is nothing but global variable, getting initialized with this local variable. And these are the two methods which I have created. One is argumented method, one is without an argument. So now focus on only without an argument method, right? This I'll explain you what is the use of this, and this how I am calling this. So endpoint URL, so nothing but the class name, this endpoint URL dot add country dot get resource path, right? Why I am calling that method get resource path? Because this method will return me the resource path. This method will return me the resource path. And how to create the full URL? Just URL dot fix URL, because this has the fixed URL. This class has the fixed URL. This URL is a fixed URL. After that, based on API, endpoint URL will change. So plus endpoint URL dot add country dot get resource path. So if you print URL, you will get the full URL. So hope till here is clear for you guys, and hope you guys understood, right? So now in next video I will talk about how to design a test script and how to run that. Thank you for watching this. Please like this video if you liked it, and subscribe my YouTube channel. Click like button on my Facebook page. Thank you for watching once again.